Good evening, our Midnight Magic Musing family. I am the Earl of Florida, and tonight we're going to give you a little rundown in the realm of reality. It's some updates that we have that we wanted to get out there to you and let you know about it before Thursday when our Midnight Magic Musings will delve deeper into the subject. So, today, the last day of January, was the final day James Gunn gave us. Before February, he was going to give us an update on his new DCU. What is that, you may ask? It is the end of the Snyderverse and the beginning of the Godfather Gunn Universe. No, that's not what it's going to be called, although I would like to coin that because it would be nice. Tell me which characters or which actors will be floating with the fishes. I mean, admittedly, with the end of Titans and Doom Patrol, he did not do that. That came before him, so he wasn't the one who made them go float with the fishes. We can't blame that on him, and we have high hopes. So, moving on, Gum came out today and let us know about 10 different projects that will be coming to both the big screen and the small screen. And they're filled with some interesting things and some things that are going to make us go, no, but are you ready? Here we go. The first one, the flagship that he's going to be staking it on, is a type of reboot to Superman. What does that mean? That means, I'm sorry, Henry Cavill is officially not going to be Superman. And for those of us, we can embrace the inner Zod moment of no, or something to that effect after he snapped his neck. But yes, Black Adam will be the last portrayal of Henry Cavill as the aforementioned Superman. What that means is that more than likely the Tyler Hoechlin-led Superman and Lois will probably be going to the wayside after season 3. Mainly because he's wanting to preface this is he has decided he wants to steer away from the formula of the DCEU, the Snyderverse, on a few different fronts. One, he wants everything to be interconnected, reminding me of a different comic book universe, but he wants the TV shows to be connected to the movies, and he even wants to connect like animation and even gaming, which I find very interesting and very progressive. He's being very aggressive with this approach, and you know what? I support it, and I'm excited to see how it goes because we know that it worked for the most part with the Arrowverse, so we'll see. The second thing that goes along with that is he is very adamant that he does not want to have his tone to permeate the entirety of the Godfather Gunn universe. He wants each movie or project, television series or whatnot, to have its own theme, own identity. And so instead of how with the Snyderverse we had a good bit of the Snyder feel to it, he's willing to embrace the uniqueness of his writers, directors, actors, and give them the opportunity to guardian it up as he did in the Marvel universe. So going off of that, the first movie that he is adamant on, and I think it's July 11th of 2025, they've already got it set, will be Superman Legacy. So in this, it's he said he's not wanting to go back and redo, the beginning, the origin story. We already know that. We've already seen it. We're aware of who Superman is and Clark Kent. But it will be kind of like an early stage, kind of like a year 1, 2, 3, that sort of thing. He's already Superman, but it's his early years as he's trying to balance who he is as Kal-El with who he is as Clark Kent and find, I would assume, find an identity in between. So, with that being said, he's going to be looking for an actor to be able to portray the stalwart, larger-than-life figure, and it won't be portrayed by Henry Cavill or Tyler Hoechlin, but it's interesting because who he casts is going to have to be around for quite some time because it's Superman. So I am looking forward to that. Another movie that was mentioned is a movie called The Authority. Now, mind you, I'm not familiar with this at all, but apparently it's pretty much a team of superheroes who use, uh, I'm assuming, vigilante measures to protect the planet. And so it's interesting. I'm getting not so much a Guardians of the Galaxy feel off of it, but more of a maybe a Suicide Squad esque feel. But I have no idea. But that's another movie that's portrayed, and they're not white hats or black hats. For this particular thing, it was mentioned that they're more of the gray, the in between. So again, not familiar with it, but I'm interested. Now, this next movie that's going to be announced is Batman the Brave and the Bold. Now, this will be about Batman and Robin. And no, we're not talking about Dick Grayson. We're not talking about Mr. Todd. We're not talking about Tim Drake. We're not talking about Kelly because she's actually in Gotham Knights, but that's not here in this particular segment. This is talking about Damian Wayne, the Bat Brat, or the assassin with a blade, or however way you want to portray him. He is an interesting character. I have to admit, I greatly disliked him initially because I would have put a pillow over his face until he behaved. Not until he expired, until he behaved. But the fact that they're embracing this, so it'll be an interesting take. It's a side of Batman that we'll have not seen. It'll be the father in a live action. It'll be a father Bruce Wayne, not just a father figure like with Dick and Tim, but it's exactly, blood and bone. It's his son. So it's going to be an interesting portrayal. Plus, Damian is unlike any of the other Robins in the fact that he has no off switch. He has no filter, and he doesn't operate under the same code of morality that Bruce Wayne or Batman or any of the Robins did. His is a bit more intense. Perhaps that's because his father is Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it. I'm probably wrong. Don't hate me, don't kill me, don't send Damian Wayne after me. So either way, I look forward to that. Now, having said that, that's to note that the Batman sequel, which is I forget what they're going with. I think it was like the Batman Part 2 or something like that. It's probably subject to change. Robert Pattinson will be coming back as Batman in number 2, directed by Matt Reeves. And to note that there are a few projects like this that will be continuing, like the Batman with Robert Pattinson, and there were a few others. But they're calling them DC Elseworlds, the Joker with the Joaquin Phoenix and I believe Lady Gaga coming up. These will be under the banner of DC Elseworlds. So they will not be in the Godfather Gunn Universe. They will be in their own separate Elseworlds. So that will also be continuing. So we will actually have two Batmans. I am actually looking forward to that. Can't go wrong with Batman. Or can you? The next movie is a Supergirl movie, and so that will be the first iteration of Supergirl in a live-action film since 1984. We've had a few different versions of Supergirl since then, both in animation and in Arrowverse, and also before Arrowverse, we had it in Smallville. So I'm interested to see how it goes because apparently it's going to be a different take on Supergirl than what we've seen. And so I'm interested. I'm not hyped for it because obviously it's way too early to tell. But you know what? I'm okay. Supergirl, either way. Another film which I find interesting is going to be a Swamp Thing movie, which it's supposed to be the end of what he's calling the Chapter 1. It's of the DCU Godfather Gunn series, and it's going to be a horror film. So immediately I'm thinking of, I think it was James Gunn who did the Swamp Thing series. And mind you, I did not watch that. I've heard great things about it, but I didn't see it. So I'm curious why they're going this route, if they're going to lean on anything there. And again, Godfather Gunn has the power and authority to pull previous actors who portrayed the characters and bring them back. So I'm curious if we will see any of that going forward. But I am aware that for the most part he is willing to start over fresh. It's a reboot. It's a, I think we said it was an 8 to 10 year plan that they have going that they want set up. And and when you're wanting to do something like this, you're going to want to have your own identity. You don't want to be like, oh, it's the Arrowverse dude, and then if it fails, it's like, oh yeah, he sort of went with Arrowverse. Not that I think that would ever happen. Depends on which Arrowverse we're talking about. Anywho, but there's also TV series going on. We have a Waller uh, series that's going to happen, and it's also going to have Viola Davis, which is interesting because she will be pre Godfather Gunn Universe, but she was also included in the Peacemaker universe with Mr. Gunn's oversight. So there are going to be a few aspects that do make it over. So I'm interested about that. Apparently, Peacemaker and a few characters from that show will cross over into the Waller series. So I find that interesting. Peacemaker, I'm assuming, will continue. Another one, and this has been a long, long gestating thing that everybody has been wanting to see. It's Guy Gardner. No, 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 no. Please, don't delete us. Don't leave us. I'm kidding. It's not Guy Gardner. But it is a show called Lanterns, which is going to follow not one, but two Earthling lanterns. Who could they possibly be? Well, one is supposed to be Hal, and one is supposed to be Mr. John Stewart. So I am really looking forward to this. Really, before this moment, I was like, meh, Lanterns. I don't really want to see Guy Gardner. I don't want to see Iowa, or however that's pronounced. Again, I'm having mental flashbacks of CGI spandex. Please save me if you've heard this before. But no, so with the way it's been described as a true detective-ish feel between the two, kind of like a buddy cop thing. So I really want to like this, and I'm rooting for Hal and Stewart. The next one, prior to that, there is one called Creature Commandos, and it is a animated series written by Gunn. It's already in production, and it's pretty much monsters are assembled together. I'm guessing Suicide Squad style to fight bad guys. Now, the interesting part about this is the voice actors have not yet been cast. Now, the reason that's interesting is because they're looking to cast actors and actresses who can portray the voices both in animation but also in live action. And that's actually kind of exciting because we get a lot of great casting for animation, and then they recast for live action. And it's like, no, that was perfect. We got a little bit of fan service with Kevin Conroy, the late great Kevin Conroy, and one of the cycles in the Arrowverse, and I know I marked out for that. So I'm definitely curious to see who they're going to cast for voice talent and for potential live action portrayal. So that's going to be a series as well. Another one that's supposed to be coming out is a series called Paradise Lost, and it's described as Game of Thrones-esque with and it's about the island of Themyscira. So Wonder Woman themes. I'm assuming that we'll probably get maybe how the origins of the island, or maybe it might be a I don't know, storytelling of a young Diana who's in a crib, or a child, which would be an interesting way to tell the audience the origins of the Amazonians, and also of Diana. So I know HBO would love to get a massive sword fighting fantasy style series going, and I'm looking forward to that, to finding out more about it. I'm hesitant because I know they have a lot going on with the prequel of Game of Thrones, but it's interesting to keep on the back burner. Now another one, and this is the last one I'll mention, is one that it's a fan I've been wanting to kind of see him for a while, and it's Booster Gold. It's going to be HBO series, and it's going to follow the character, I'm assuming, from the future to the present. And if anybody knows Booster Gold, he's an entertaining character. But I'm curious to see how that plays out, how it's written. Also, with most of these projects, I can't imagine what kind of budget they're going to be throwing about, because when you talk about comic book movies, you're talking about money because you want the big action, you want the special effects, and so I'm curious to see how they use that with going forward. Now, he has said that he has mentioned that he's looking forward to the Shazam 2 that comes out with Zachary Levi, and then also he mentioned that the Flash movie will be a recent, and he also said that it's one of his favorite movies. And from the Godfather Gunn, I'm going to put weight on what he said, because I personally haven't been that excited because of the turmoil and everything of going on during production and post production and all the extra fun that's been going on with Flash and anything related to Flash. But with him saying it's one of his favorite things he's seen, gives me hope. So definitely stay tuned. I can't wait to see a proper trailer for that, and hopefully it changes my mind and blows my mind. And then we also have later on at the end we have the Aquaman 2 hitting, and will be Jason Momoa, who everybody's already ready to throw down and say he's Lobo, and I would find that entertaining, to be honest. I mean, he's already Lobo in real life, so make him Lobo in the new DCU under the Godfather Gunn. Now, that leaves the one I skipped, which is Blue Beetle, and I haven't heard a great deal about it, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe he survives into the DCU. I don't know. We got to wait and see what the trailer is. But this has run a lot longer than I originally meant it to. I just wanted to get this out there and let y'all know what's going on. We've got 5 confirmed movies, 6 technically, because we got the Batman 2 with Pattinson and Matt Reeves. And then also we have Joker 2. But either way, we got 5 new confirmed big screen, and we also have 5 new TV series. Are you looking forward to any of them? Which one do you want to see? Do you have any fan casting? Because as far as I know, there has been no official casting on any of these. So hit us up, put it in the comments. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Do you like getting an update about this on a Tuesday night late or Wednesday morning early? Whichever. Do you like getting updates like this? Hit that like button if you like us. Hit that like button even if you don't. I'm sorry, I don't have money to pay you, but I will give you imaginary money and love. And subscribe so you can stay up to date when we find something and we drop something to let you know what's going on. And don't forget, Thursday night, Midnight Magic Musings, where we have an interesting night planned. So check us out, and I love ya. Again, I am the Earl of Florida. Lord Cephas is sleeping in the wings, quite possibly. But he is here in spirit. I felt him touch my shoulder. Catch y'all later.